Hey YouTube, this is Illinois Trains 1, and I'm showing my newest toy. No, it's not technically a toy. This is a 7.5 inch gauge, 1.5 inch scale, Allen model steam locomotive. It is a real steam engine with a real boiler, real coal, real everything. For me, for now at least, this is the closest to the real thing I may get. Here you can see the back of the cab. Here's the coal bunker with, this is real coal. This is Pocahontas coal from Virginia. It came with the locomotive, as well as those 4 buckets over there of coal. And here you see the back head. Here's your throttle. The reverser is right here. Your firebox. It's about, that firebox all the way to the back, to where the tubes are, is over a foot long. It's about 13.5 inches. This yellow handle right here, steam brakes. Here you can see the water sight glass. This valve here and this one right here, your glass shutoffs. So if your glass breaks, you turn those off and you can replace the tube inside. The third valve below it, this is your water right here. This is your water glass blowdown valve. Now clear out any sediment or any crap that gets inside. We'll come here to the top of the back head. Here's the whistle right here. This is for your injector, your steam water pump, and this is your blower right here, steam water and injector. Like I said, here's reverser, forward and bring it back, and we're in reverse. Here's the tender. Behind this flap is where the hand pump is. How you stick this tube, this rod in there, move back and forth. This is a single action hand pump. Works good. Right here, these 3 knobs are water's on and off for the axle pump, the steam pump, and the injector, respectively. If we come up here to the top of the back head, and you can see a few more gauges. This red one right here is the shutoff valve for your steam pressure gauge. Right here, this is your shutoff for the turret, which is where all these control valves are. And this small one right here is one of my favorites, because when I open it up, that'll turn on this right here. This is my Mosley steam generator, which supplies all the electricity on the locomotive. That controls the light up here for the sight glass, as well as the 2 marker lights and the headlight. So that's what that does. Turn this off for when you fire it up. There we go. Got a little stuck there. There's the generator again. Here's my brass bell. This is a scale whistle. I believe it's a 5 chime. This is actually a real whistle, and if I were to pull on this, steam would come out if this engine was under steam. However, there is no steam line, even though it looks to be. There's actually no real steam line connected to this whistle, because these scale whistles in this size have a real shrill sound to them, and then I don't care for it. These 2 are my 2 safety valves, my dummy sand dome. Here's a stack. Here's the front of the locomotive. There's my front coupler, my cow catcher. I have chrome front cylinder heads. This here is a very handy device. This is my tube cleaner. I stick this into the tubes and it'll clean out soot and everything that are inside the tubes. This is the broken foot peg. It was broken before we got it. We're gonna fix it. We might actually replace this with something else. There's my gloves. Here's the other side of the back head. See the check valves. Here's the side rods. You may see what you think is grease, or rust, but it is actually grease. Like right here, that's actually grease, not rust. And you can see the inner workings. This has Stevenson valve gear. That's forward, reverse, and that's neutral. Right here is my mechanical lubricator. You see it's hooked up to this rod right here, and as it goes back and forth, it pumps oil into this cylinder as well as the other one. This simply turns. I turn it. Actually, just did a little bit, and that pumps water in. Right here, this cap comes off. There's actually oil in there. It's like a dipstick for your car. Shows there's actually is oil in there. I believe it's a 900 weight oil. You can see here more of the rods. You can see oil cups. See areas where a grease gun goes. Put some grease. There's the injector. Here's my whistle. This is the real whistle that is working. Has a nice deep sound to it, as far as I'm told. We have not ran this locomotive yet. Hope to in the coming couple weeks, and I'll tell you when we do, it will be on YouTube. Before we do that, we need to do a hydrostatic test on there, or more commonly known as just plainly a hydro test. That is where we fill the boiler up with water to a certain pressure, which is normally, I believe, is supposed to be 50% more than your standing operating pressure. And standard operating pressure for this locomotive in particular is 120 pounds of pressure. So we'll have to hydro it up to 180 pounds. But I've heard we may need to go higher, closer to 200, and probably maybe even 220 psi. Survives that, we'll be all good. This is primarily locomotive in a nutshell. Here's more of the tender, the rear coupler, water goes in here. Eventually, I'll put decals under the cab and make it Illinois Central 574, which turns out, we didn't know this when we first bought it, is actually a real Illinois Central mogul number, which is pretty neat, I think. This here is the actual steam water pump. Show you the injector on the other side. And I'll show you the hand pump. The only one you can't see is the axle pump. I can't point it out very easily. And that works every time the axle does so many revolutions. Every time it gets to a certain point of revolution, say it was here, every time it gets to here, it'll pump water in. And that only works when you're moving. And the faster you run, the faster the water is pumped in. So this is, like I said, in Allen's. This locomotive came from Pennsylvania. It was bought on discoverlivesteam.com. If you want to see more engines similar to this, larger, smaller, steam, diesel, and electric, go to discoverlivesteam.com. I'll put that in. I'll put a link for it in the information section below your screen, so down here. Unless YouTube changes its layout again. But anyway, this is my Allen 260 mogul coal-fired. This coal here is from Virginia. It's a Pocahontas coal. Good stuff. That's the engine. Many videos of this engine to come. And when I mean many, I mean many. So if you like what you see, this is only the beginning. This is when it's sitting still. So next time I show this, it'll be when it's under steam. You know, you see it ending like this. The next video will start like this, when you'll have steam coming from the generator and everything. At least that's my dream. Things seem to come. Besides just this engine, you'll see more of my other locomotive, Union Pacific 5142, 7.5 inch gauge GP40-2, and also many videos of the Garden Railroad, which is we're at the location of the Garden Railroad. I'll show you a quick clip of it. This here is my Garden Railroad. See, traffic is busy today on Route 38. The fields haven't been planted. But anyway, this here is the track. All Aristocrat stainless steel trackage. If you're having a little bit of a flower problem, all the violets are going nuts. Got to do a little weeding out here. Some dandelions are starting to pop up. But this is the railroad. That bridge there is homemade, made by my grandpa and I. I have two main lines. Each are about 250 feet. The inside track's a little longer because the crossover, and each one has a full length siding as well. The inside track also has a smaller one. This is another thing in videos to come will be of the Garden Railroad as well. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe.